Hey, what's your name? My name is William. I'm sorry, I didn't realize. You must be royalty. You must be a duke. I'm sorry, I didn't know. Please, take anything you want. In fact, you don't hear the name William that often, although many people may be actually named William. This is a strange thing. In English, there are a lot of different versions of a name which may be longer, and those longer names may be more traditional, like William or Elizabeth. But then the people who are named either William or Elizabeth, and we'll talk about some other names too, they might call themselves a short name. And you can ask someone, what can I call you? What can I call you? When you want to know the short name, because the other person will either choose their short name or maybe their parents will choose it for them. So, in this lesson, we're going to talk about longer traditional English names and the short names that can go with them, which you will actually hear much more often. Let's get started. Let's start by talking about longer names for boys, boys' names. And let's start with William. Why don't we? It's a very common name. If you look at the birth certificate of someone named William, it will say William. But in many cases, nobody will call them that, except for maybe their mother when they're angry. William Francis Johnson, you come up here and clean your room right now. But for the rest of the time, people will call them Will, or perhaps Bill, or maybe even Liam. Those three are very common. There's also Will I Am, but I only know one of those.
Bring the action.
Will a William ever call himself William? Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes people will say, my name is William. They might not do that when they say it. But that's the feeling I have when I hear it. It sounds like British royalty. And when I hear someone say, my name is William, I want to say, Your Highness. Hello, I'm calling for William Frederick III? Yes, this is he. Your Majesty, it is an honor. Oh, you can just call me Bill. Well, Bill, are you interested in buying car insurance? Elizabeth is a really common name, and many people will actually call themselves Elizabeth, the full name. It's pretty common. But some people will call themselves other names for short, such as Liz, Ellie, Eliza, Betsy. All of these are quite common. Liz, Ellie, Eliza, and Betsy. It says here on your application, Elizabeth. Can I just call you Liz? No. Can I call you Betsy? No. Can I call you Ellie? No. Can I call you Eliza? No. Well, then why don't you tell me what I should call you? Yeah, all you have to do is ask. Just call me Elizabeth. Okay? Edward. Also a common name, also very, very traditional. King Edward. Similar to William. Very traditional. But the modern and short forms are very popular. Some people will be called Edward, like Edward Norton. That's the full name. But you'll also hear Eddie and you'll hear Ed. Those are both pretty common. My feeling is that Eddie is a younger name and Ed is sort of a grumpy old man name. That's an interesting thing to notice about given names or short names. The one we choose or the one we use may have a certain feeling, and when people hear it, they may feel a certain way about it. So if you haven't picked an English name yet, you may want to consider that before you choose your name. For example, Ed makes me think 55-year-old, little grumpy all the time, didn't achieve his dreams. Poor, poor Ed. Eddie. Oh, Eddie. Where's Eddie? Eddie. Where's Eddie? I want to meet Eddie. Eddie, do you want to go get a cup of coffee? Eddie. Alexandra. This is an interesting one because one of the short forms, or the short names for Alexandra, which is a girl's name, is a boy's name. Alexander. Okay, this one has a lot. So many that I have to actually look down and read them. Alexa, Lexi, Sandra, Sandy, Allie, Alex, Alexis. That's a lot. Now, Alex is also the short name for someone named Alexander. So that's interesting. Alex can be a boy's name or a girl's name, but they're short for two different names. I know that might be a little confusing, but I don't make the rules. Let's just quickly go through some other common short names for longer names. Robert can be Rob or Bob. Bob is short for Robert? That's weird. Yes, I agree. Patricia. Patricia could be Pat, Patty, Patsy, or Tricia. Pat, Patty, Patsy, or Tricia. Pat, Patty, Patsy, or Tricia. Thomas might be short for Tom or Tommy. Tom or Tommy. Tommy was the name of my best friend when I was a little kid. Nobody cares about your memories. Catherine could be Kate, K-A-T-E, or Kathy, C-A-T-H-Y, or K-A-T-H-Y. And we could also say Katie. So someone named Katie is probably actually named Catherine. But could a parent decide to name their child just Katie, or just Alex, or just Bob, and put that as their only name? Yes, that's right, it could. For example, my name is Luke. Some people named Luke are actually named Lucas, and Luke is short for Lucas. But my name on my birth certificate says Luke, L-U-K-E, and that's it. So my name is not short for Lucas, and that's true for many people. Anthony is Tony. I've always thought this one is really weird. Anthony is Tony? How can Tony be Anthony? Well, Tony. If you say it weirdly, you say Anthony, Anthony, Antony, Tony, and Tony. There it is, Tony. Okay, so Tony is short for Anthony. The last one we'll talk about is Richard. Richard could be Rich, Richie, Rick, Ricky, or Dick. Now, I think you will probably meet nowadays more people named Rich or Rick or Richie than you will people named Dick. Why is that? Well, it used to be pretty popular. If your name was Richard, you would use Dick instead. Hello, my name is Dick. The thing with the name Dick is that when people hear the word Dick nowadays, they might think of either a rude person who's a man. Hey, don't be a dick. Stop being a dick. It's kind of a rude way to say that someone is rude, right? Similar to asshole, for example. It's a rude way to say that another person is rude. What a dick. But you wouldn't use it for girls. You would only use it for men who are rude. Okay? And it also means a penis. It's a way to say a penis. I guess that one is kind of rude. So if those are the first things that people think about when they hear the name Dick, fewer people are going to call themselves Dick. And that's why you don't meet very many young people who will say, hello there, my name is Dick. But you will still meet people maybe over the age of 50, that's just my feeling, who still use that name. Because perhaps when they started using it, people didn't think about those associations, those connotations. I think that's something really interesting about names and words. Meanings change over time as culture changes. For example, the word gay. Now we use it to mean someone who likes another person who's the same gender. But if you listen to old songs, you might hear, when you're with the Flintstones, have a yabba dabba do time, a dabba do time, we'll have a gay old time. We'll have a gay old time. That's right, that means a happy time. So gay used to mean happy. And now that Dick has these common connotations, well, it's going to become less popular, obviously. That is interesting. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hey, don't forget to push the red button to subscribe. Also, if you're a serious English learner, I think you'll like my full courses. Click on the link in the description to check them out. Okay,